Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's more likely to talk about dreams than actually work hard to achieve them. While he might have colorful ideas or say he wants a better life, when it comes to putting in the effort every single day, he tends to let things slide. If challenges pop up at work, he might back off instead of fighting through.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is likely to feel upset quickly and may not handle stress well. You might see him get moody, lash out, or withdraw into himself instead of dealing with the problem. He doesn't have a strong coping mechanism for tough times, so setbacks can really shake him.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
At work, people might find him polite and easy to talk to on the surface, but they may also notice that he doesn't form close bonds or show much care for others. He usually avoids open fights, but if there's stress or conflict, he might become emotional or just distance himself instead of sorting things out. While most will see him as pleasant, they may not look up to him or trust him with bigger responsibilities.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your own career, he's unlikely to feel proud or jealous. He tends to retreat and keep his feelings quiet. Instead of openly celebrating your wins or feeling threatened, he might just step back or act indifferent, not knowing how to react. You might wish for more excitement or support, but he's not the type to cheer loudly or compete with you.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he won't likely feel angry or start a fight, but he may quietly pull away or seem distant. He isn't interested in competing, so he won't challenge you or show open resentment. He isn't jealous, but he also doesn't have enough confidence to proudly support you.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't very careful with money and might spend on things that catch his fancy, especially if they bring beauty or joy in the moment. Planning, saving, or sticking to a budget don't come naturally to him. So you may notice expenses for outings, gifts, or hobbies adding up without much thought. He prefers to enjoy life now, often forgetting about tomorrow.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He is more likely to act like he has more than he actually does. spending on things that make life feel exciting or beautiful, even if his wallet doesn't agree. You may see him wearing flashy clothes, going out often, or buying little luxuries just to keep up appearances. Behind the scenes, though, he might be struggling to keep up with bills or avoid talking about money troubles.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's friendly and enjoys sharing good times, but he isn't truly open hearted or generous in a deeper sense. He might pick up a treat or surprise for fun, but when someone really needs help or support, he may quietly step back and not get involved. His kindness is more about being pleasant on the surface than making real sacrifices.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is not controlling about money, but he can be secretive when things aren't going well. Instead of discussing problems openly, he's more likely to hide spending mistakes or avoid talking about bills. If there's an issue, he might just hope it goes away rather than facing it with you.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's not someone who will push his ideas strongly about housework, but he's also not very motivated to help out on his own. It's unlikely he'll insist that all chores are your responsibility, but he won't step up and take charge either. If the housework piles up, he might quietly ignore it rather than offer to pitch in.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to stand aside and let you do most of the work than jump in and get his hands dirty. If you ask, he might help a little, but don't expect him to organize, take charge, or stay consistent with chores or baby duties. Often, he may just supervise you or offer some friendly advice while keeping himself out of the real work.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't very strong in arguments, so he won't push hard to prove he's right. Instead, he's more likely to avoid the discussion altogether, become quiet, or agree just to end the conversation. He may not make much effort to understand your side. Instead, he'll withdraw or let the issue slide to keep peace.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually doesn't act aggressive or shout, but he can get very moody and may say things that sting, even if that's not his intention. Sometimes he'll just shut down and stop talking to you, or walk away to avoid dealing with his feelings. If you see him upset, give him space and time. He needs it to calm down and come back to normal.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he can get upset quite quickly, and his moods may swing a lot over small things. Even if he doesn't shout or fight, his sudden anger or withdrawal can make you feel uncertain or left out. If you're looking for peace and stability, pay close attention to this pattern.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
It's hard for him to say sorry and truly take responsibility when things go wrong. More often, he might avoid the topic, act distant, or quietly hope the problem goes away on its own. Sometimes he could even suggest, directly or indirectly, that the issue started because of something you did, rather than admitting his own mistake.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He might not push hard against your boundaries, but he can be unclear or inconsistent about respecting them. If you say no, he's likely to drop the subject and back off, not because he deeply understands or values your boundaries, but because he doesn't want conflict or discomfort. You won't find him forcing you, but he may not be supportive or attentive to your feelings either.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he tends to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may become quiet, withdrawn, or moody, believing that your feelings are about him even when they aren't. This reaction isn't about anger, but more about hurt feelings and not knowing how to handle them.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You can mostly trust him not to use your private moments against you or embarrass you later. He isn't someone who looks to hurt others on purpose or cause drama. If you're worried about your trust being broken, just know that he prefers avoiding conflict rather than stirring it up. And your privacy is likely safe with him.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He can be easily distracted by new and exciting things, including other women. While he may not actively look to cheat, his focus on pleasure and the present moment means he could be tempted if someone catches his eye. He's not deeply driven by loyalty or strong commitment, so if he's feeling bored or unappreciated, he might not think much about consequences.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not likely to be over possessive or act controlling. He doesn't usually get jealous easily or keep a close watch on your actions. If you worry about someone restricting your freedom or acting controlling, this is not his typical approach.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side does not come from a controlling personality. He generally avoids taking charge or telling you what to do, and he doesn't keep a tight grip on your behavior or choices. Instead of trying to control, he tends to step back and let things be, sometimes even too much.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's not likely to see parenting as a true team effort. Most of the time, he will expect you to handle the bulk of the work, especially when it comes to routines, discipline, or emotional support. If you ask, he might help a bit with the easy or enjoyable parts, but he won't take much initiative or share responsibility on his own.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's more likely to lose his temper or get moody than stay calm. Small problems might hit his nerves quickly, making him withdraw, get emotional, or leave the situation rather than helping solve it. Patience and steady support will mostly fall on your shoulders, as he finds it hard to keep his cool when things go wrong.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He's unlikely to actively support you in balancing both your role as a mother and your own personal goals. He probably won't stand in your way, but he also won't step up to make things easier for you or cheer you on loudly. You may find yourself handling most responsibilities alone without much encouragement or practical help from his side.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
This is not the kind of man who plans ahead or hides such expectations. He's unlikely to support your career with hidden demands or later insist you quit after having a child. In fact, he usually lets things happen as they come and avoids making big decisions for you.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will most likely act polite on the surface with your parents rather than show genuine warmth or deep connection. He's good at basic manners and won't cause trouble, but you may notice that his interactions are formal and a bit distant. He's not the type to go out of his way to build a close relationship or offer heartfelt gestures. He's not the kind of man to demand that your family change for him, but he also won't put in much effort to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is not likely to handle it calmly. Instead, he may become moody, withdrawn, or even upset easily. He isn't the type to stand up confidently and may instead pull away or avoid talking about the problem.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He isn't likely to clearly ask you to act as a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives, but he won't stand up for you or protect your choices either. With you, he may be easygoing and modern, but when family is around, he prefers to avoid conflict and may let others expect traditional behavior from you without protesting. If you face pressure to follow old customs or rules, he probably won't help you push back.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is most likely to stay out of it rather than support you or take anyone's side openly. He doesn't have the habit of getting involved in conflicts, whether they are with his family or with you. Most often, he will avoid the problem, hoping it sorts itself out, and leave you to handle your own battles.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He isn't strongly tied to his mother in a way that makes him a true mummy's boy, but he also won't easily choose your side during a conflict. Because he avoids tension and dislikes getting involved, he usually steps away rather than taking anyone's part. If there's a disagreement between you and his mother, don't expect him to stand up for you or argue with her. He'll likely stay silent or try not to pick sides.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He tends to keep things to himself, especially when it comes to problems or emotional matters. This can protect your privacy, but it also means he may not seek support or advice when needed.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel easy at first, but also a bit lonely and uncertain. He brings fun and light-hearted moments, enjoying simple pleasures and rarely starting fights.